Hey guys, this is 012Boku with...
Hey, Boku, Asshole76 here. We gonna review some movies?
Oh, but yes, we are. And today we are doing another movie, as you guys know, which sadly Jarek wasn't a part of at the start, but we did Movies with Friends, which, as you guys remembered, I did Highwaymen last time, which I think was a phenomenal movie, but I'm going to ask it as a series of questions to Jarek, and we'll continue on that way. So you know what, Jarek? Have you seen this movie?
Johnny Five has not seen this movie, Mr. Boku.
So you have not seen Chappie?
I cannot say that is in my databanks. No.
I need to water him. He's blitzing down. He needs more oil, Jarek does. But,
Oil can.
But, anyway, yes, he has not seen Chappie, and that is the movie of the focus that I watched with another friend, my best friend from Florida. If you are watching this, you know who you are. And we are doing, Chappie today is a little quick thing. Now, Chappie, Jarek, is a, great movie that, starred a whole host of names. It was a part of the whole, if I do believe, let's take a look here, because, you know, I got my thing up. Let's see. Yes, it was by Neil Blomkamp, and I believe he was, or was he a part of this? Let me check here, folks. No, let's see. That's cast, where? No! Okay, this was a complete Neil Blomkamp idea. I thought Peter Jackson helped out with this movie, guys. I was absolutely wrong. Peter Jackson has nothing to do with this. Probably, well, I'll get into it real quick because I'm not going to dive into the reviews like if we were doing the other movie reviews of mine and Jarek and I would dive in together. But Jarek and I took a look at the reviews. Jarek hasn't seen it, but he even agreed. And I'll tell you what I compared it to. But the movie that they compared it to, I like, but a lot less than Chappie. I thought Chappie was the superior, but that's just me. And let's just say movie critics suck.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes tend to go back in the fridge.
Well, don't forget Internet Movie Database. They're not innocent either. They're just as ridiculous. But either way, Chappie is a film that takes place in the near future in South Africa, no less. So, pretty scary coincidence how Neil Blomkamp almost hit the idea on the head of the gangs and I mean, I don't know if there's much more gangs as there is tribalism, but they were focusing on gang warfare. I think this is about 2026 or 2028, so like distant near future in South Africa, and the whole violence and how they were using a droid police force or drone police force to help clean up the crime in South Africa, and it seemed to be working. And you would like that idea of a drone police force. I know the drones look like rock'em sock'em robots, and that's sort of what Chappie looks like. But I personally think that Neil Blomkamp had some ideas from Appleseed because Chappie looks a lot like Briario's, just a skinnier version of him.
I mean, is it kind of odd that he doesn't have a blonde anime girl with him, you know, with a huge assault rifle?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's funny that you bring that up, Jarek, because as this movie goes on, there's two developers vying for a spot to make a new updated drone. That is Dev Patel, who plays Dion Wilson, who's the main character of this movie, who makes, I guess you could say Shartle Copley, who does the voice of Chappie, is the main character, but I would say he is the main character, but Dev Patel is like right there with him on the top of main characters. He plays Dion Wilson, and he created this accidental AI, which he didn't mean to create in his program, but he's a robot inventor who wanted to expand the project, but he accidentally creates a actual AI on accident, which, believe it or not, at this point in the future is still outlawed, and probably for good reason. And the other developer, played by Hugh Jackman, which, believe it or not, guys, if you're shocked about this, which you probably will be too, a little bit, Jarek, Hugh Jackman plays the villain, Vincent Moore. He's more of this opportunistic developer who was working on this giant mech. It was sort of like Ed 209, basically. He was working on an Ed 209 robot, which basically was going to be like a huge street mechanic. You know, it has big missiles and guns and like high-tech laser things for sighting, and like it was like precise and brutal in removing crime. And I believe they said that the machine was unstable, they didn't trust it, you know, they thought it could take out a lot more innocents than the drones could. So they shelved this project. At the same time, Dion Wilson is trying to get his idea of an AI built into one of these drones, because he goes to it with his boss, who is played by Sigourney Weaver, Michelle Bradley, and he asks Michelle, I've stumbled onto something here, what do you think? Michelle wants nothing to do with it. She's like, no, AIs are too unpredictable, we don't know much about them. If you develop this, I would say destroy it, leave it be, because this will come down on your head really bad. And as you can see, Jerk, what I like about it is it gives the idea of he wants to go through it anyway, because in Inform, it is a term of creating new life and seeing if you can teach even something that is robotic to life and live. And he just has that spark of, I want to be the daddy of this thing.
So wait a minute. Wolverine becomes the drunken alcoholic Tony Stark in this movie.
In a way, and it's rare because I believe he's using his real Australian accent in this movie, and that's another weird thing. Because we're so used to him talking American, and he sounds Australian/British in this movie, which is great, because I love when we can hear the actual voice of Hugh Jackman. So I popped for that.
And you know what that reminds me of?
What?
The X-Men 90s cartoon where Wolverine sounded Australian and Pyro sounded...
Shrimp on the barbie.
Indeed.
Oh, man.
It all comes full circle, fans.
And basically, to not give a very fast, in-depth review, because I'm trying to go a little quick since this is a film with friends, and just something, on the side, and not a complete in-depth review. Also, since Jarek hasn't seen it. Dion takes a busted-up AI, which I think not busted-up AI, a busted-up drone, which he was working on, takes the body, refixes it, gets it in a truck. He gets attacked by a gang group, who's played by Ninja, whose character name is also Ninja, so Ninja. And I think his girlfriend, who is Yolandi Lisser, who is also named Yolandi, I guess, a very cute, nice-looking South African blonde, and Jose Pablo Cantillo, who played Yankee, who's Ninja's partner in crime. They stop Dion. They find Chappie. They force Dion to activate Chappie, and it becomes this very cute thing, Jerk, where Dion is like this scared little child. It is so bad. Like, he doesn't know how to talk yet. He's afraid. And then Dion is trying to help him, but Ninja, Yolandi, and Yankee all get involved to teach this guy, and it comes out like knowing all this weird gang slang and acting like a child and just being all into it. It's like great to see and funny as hell.
You know what this is? Ninja stole a robot because he wants to kill Afro Samurai so he can get the first headband and become a white man. And get that white privilege.
Well, Ninja can't because he's already white.
He succeeded. Good job, Chappie. You fought the patriarchy and won.
Yeah. Sorry. You gotta know Afro Samurai, and I apologize somewhat apologize for my bit of a prejudicial racist friend here in Jarek, but hey, raw and off the cuff, guys. We're like I said, he's way worse than I am at times, so I apologize for some of that, but hey, it's good fun. We like that fun, don't we, Jarek?
Yeah. Plus, at least I don't have a degree in horribleness like a certain Neil Patrick Harris.
But anyway, that is the very quick rundown, because if I was doing a full review, I'd run it down maybe a little bit more, but I can tell you, Jarek, what goes into it is Ninja is involved with another rival gang, trying to pay them money because he ran into money problems. They're trying to get at him to get the money, and he wants to use Chappie to help him to pay off the money. Dion is trying to keep Chappie's secret while also working on him. What's his name again? I forgot the name already. Hugh Jackman. Oh yeah, Vincent Moore is trying to find out what Dion's up to get his project going. He sort of discovers the AI and has a sinister thought. It becomes this whole shitstorm right away. All of the meanwhile, Chappie is still learning about humans. He acknowledges Dion is his creator. I think he calls him, you're my creator or master, acknowledging him that you gave me life. Sort of like a god, but also as a best friend. Ninja, Yolandi, and Yankee, he considers actually a part of his family. Like, I think he calls Yankee his brother, and he calls Ninja and Yolandi his mother and father, which is very, very sweet. And it's sort of bad because Ninja treats him like crap. Like Ninja's like, you can't be a good boy. You gotta learn to protect yourself. Beat the crap out of people. Take things into he treats him like an abusive father. So it's really sad to see Jarek that he has that. But then there's a lot of growth between all the characters. A lot of eye-opening stuff. The action is great. How they did Chappie and the CGI in this, and probably I'm gonna say maybe even a bit of model work and actual robotic Chappie, because I would say I wouldn't be shocked if there was a man in a suit at some point.
Didn't they use one of those robotic frame suits for like the mocap?
There you go, robotic frame suits for the mocap. I do believe they did. That's why I would want to get this movie, because I saw this with a friend. He showed it to me online, and I told him after I saw this movie, I want to get this movie because I would love to see like an audio commentary or special features on how they did this, because the film is quite good. It's really good, and the ending is really sweet. It's a tearjerker, but it's also a really sweet ending. You probably like it, Jarek, because, again, it shows the responsibility of when you make an AI, do you take responsibility for it? Will you try to teach it? Whether whoever in the group you are, what will it learn from it? What will it understand? What will it not? And also, it shows how we can be both good and bad as human beings. So, it's a great moralistic tale, and that's why I really enjoyed it. And me and my friend in Florida were talking about this, because this is where we'll get into a bit of the reviews, guys, because I'm not going to really bring up anything too huge. I'll just give you what the critic consensus was. And I'll start with District 9. District 9, to me, which was a hard movie to follow, and, because they used a lot of the found footage cam, and, it was all over the place. It was really shaky. It was hard to sort of understand what was going on. And it was about the aliens, and we know that film. Did you see District 9 at all, Jarek, either?
No, but I had a lot of people in my family who did. They were not pleased.
Yeah, well, because I have a hard time remembering it too, but me and my friend in Florida had a huge talk about this, and it was really about the prejudices between how we treat ourselves and how we were treating the aliens, and the aliens wanting to get out there, and how they had the aliens trapped in the zone. And I think it was also, again, South Africa, again, and, just the violence and stuff. I mean, it was a good movie, but it really was heavy-handed on the type of how, racial and prejudicial stuff, which is probably another reason I didn't fully like it, because it was really heavy-handed in that movie, and not to say that it was distasteful, but part of that movie is also distasteful, and it was weird how it ended. I remember not really caring for the ending, because I think the main character gets infected by the aliens and sort of becomes one to understand them, if I remember correctly, and I don't know, it was weird and sappy. And, I give District 9 its credit. I give it its credit. It was a good film. And you know what? They applauded it and rated over it. And I'm going to say maybe that's because Peter Jackson was involved, Jarek.
Yeah.
Because I know Peter Jackson was the producer of District 9.
Wasn't he, fresh off of Lord of the Rings at that point?
Yes, he was, too. And I believe District 9 was, let's see, when did Chappie come out? 2015. So yeah, that was 2013 or 2014, which I think is District 9. So this was only 2 years later. And I remember when my friend in Florida told me about this movie, I instantly wanted to see it, because I remember Chappie intrigued the hell out of me. And I really wanted to see this. Critic consensus, 32%. Audience percentage, 56%. That sort of disappoints me, folks, because this film, like I said, it's good. It is not the best film, but I love the story. I enjoyed it a lot more than District 9. It was more straightforward. It had more heart to it. And, it's got a lot of feel-good moments. I love it. And that's why I'm saying, Jarek, I think you'd like it, too.
I'll tell you what, guys. If you want to see District 9 done better, check out the old Alien Nation movie and TV show from the 90s.
You know what? I did not consider that one, so that's actually a pretty nice thing there, Jarek. I did not consider that at all.
Because, I think, the Alien Nation show had, 3 seasons, and I believe there were 2 movies, I want to say?
Yeah. Well, it's another good one, too, that hits me off the top of the head, too, even though I can't remember it fully, but I've seen little bits and pieces of it on YouTube and stuff again. The original Westworld, not the remake, the original.
Yes, the Yul Brynner.
Which did it back, because, again, the new Westworld is, oh, God, is that a dumpster fire of politics?
Yeah, if you watch that one, only watch the first season, skip all of the stuff after.
Yeah, and granted, the original was very political too, but they were more subtle with it, and they were more... And yes, it still dealt with the violence and the prejudices, but there was something about it you could get into. The new one is just so... it's heavy-handed to current time.
And also,
it's not generalized, so heavy-handed to current time.
And also, the original Westworld had Kojak in it. Here's looking at you, baby.
Yeah, and I mean, and just to give you, for going back to Chappie, the critic consensus, they say Chappie boasts more of the big ideals and visual panache that director Neil Blomkamp has become known for, and sadly, more of the narrative shortcomings. Now, granted, tell me, I thought that of District 9. If District 9 got so... Like, are you telling me District 9 did well because of the visuals? Because I think Chappie's visuals were just as good. And,
actually better because the camera was more stable.
Well, because it was a third-person story. They weren't doing the first-person, what do they call it? First-person camera view, like it was a mockumentary. Like, mockumentaries can be done good, but I think there's a reason why most of those have been sort of sci-fi horror movies, or why they've been horror movies in general. Because horror, you can sort of get away with that. And it's not as bad when set in motion. A sci-fi action film, and granted, I can hear you guys now. Let me do this, and I will clarify this for Jarek. Yes, it was sort of like that with Cloverfield. But Cloverfield is I would say that's more sci-fi monster horror than it was action. It's sort of like, why I liked it, it's like you were sort of watching Godzilla, but from a first-person perspective. And yes, there are moments that are achy in that movie, but it's not as bad. District 9 was all over the place.
Yeah. Plus, I love how they just let an alien kidnap one of their guys, turn him into an alien, and nobody seems to say anything,
Well, yeah, but remember, if I remember correctly, I think the main character wanted to do that because the main character wanted to help him get out of there. So, in some ways, it was his own fault. I mean, the thing is, I just remember it being cheesy and sappy, like, I want to be one of you. Sort of like some of those movies where we have that, and like for instance, the one movie, well, to really quick, not go off on too many science tangents, guys, the one movie where I think did that well in science fiction was Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yes.
I think that's been the best movie where someone leaves his old life behind and goes up to space to actually be with these aliens. I think, yeah, I really think, yeah, I really think Steven Spielberg has still the best movie for that. In my opinion, you guys don't have to agree with me or Jarek, but it seems like he agrees too, and you guys don't have to agree with us. But, hey, that is really much Chappie in a nutshell. Do I think, I will show this to Jarek when I get it, or if it's on Netflix or something and I use the apps to show him, I'll show him, because Chappie is a great film. It really is. I mean, if that's how Chappie was reviewed, then Chappie is underrated. It is an underrated gem, and I think it needs more fans. And I thank my friend in Florida for showing me that movie, because, man, it was a great, great film. But again, have you guys seen it? What do you guys think of Chappie? Would you show your friends that movie? Is it a good film to show your friends? Just, again, let me know what you thought in the comments. And, again,
come on, Chappie. Stick and move.
Punch. But yeah, if you guys want me to do a more in-depth review on Chappie, just wait, because I know it takes me a long time to get movies, and I apologize for that. And I know I'm showing you guys a bunch of old stuff, but I would like to review newer stuff. But today's films, I can wait till they come out on DVD or Blu-ray.
Or to put it another way, bears and rabbits. Tell me about the bears and the rabbits.
Bears and rabbits, George. I'm going to tend the rabbits. But yeah, it's just, there's a lot of old films nobody talks about, so that's why that's my main focus. But
anyway, I introduced this guy to Lair of the White Worm.
Oh yeah, and I guarantee at some point we will probably rewatch that again and do an in-depth review on that if we can.
We just can't show you it, by the way.
Well, believe me, guys, I told these guys before, Jarek, it's just that we would love to add in our favorite scenes, like give you maybe a few second clips or maybe a minute or two and show you just clips of the characters in the movie, and maybe show you a bits of background stuff when we talk in the background, because I'm pretty sure with the program I have, that can easily be done and added in. They have stuff where you can add in and edit in things into these things while we talk. But the thing is, I've always been worried about the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
I don't like what YouTube does. I'm pretty sure if we do that, even though Artisan is a dead company, I think it's like Warner Brothers or maybe Universal who owns Artisan's stuff now. I guarantee they'll take a look at that and they'll be like, no, you can't do that. You know, we own the right to it, you know, and it's like, that's why I'm afraid to it. So I'm hoping me and Jarek, and when it was just me, I'm hoping I'm making this entertaining enough. And hey, for my 37 followers now who watch me, I thank you immensely because you guys are awesome. So I thank you. And I thank you now for this being the second video with my friend Jarek for having him because he's my roommate. We've always wanted to do stuff like this, and I'm glad to have Jarek be a part of it.
Indeed. Boku is best friend ever.
Indeed, indeed. But again, just leave the comments down below, guys, and I would love to hear from you. So until next time, which we may have another one uploading soon, another live review, because we just finished another Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood episode, so you may be seeing that later on tonight. So stay tuned. Well, actually, as I'm saying, this will probably be uploaded tonight, so this will be late, and the live review will come first. So you know what I mean. I know what I just said, and now I feel like stupid. But oh well, that's how it goes.
It made sense in our heads. That's all that matters.
Well, it made sense in my head because I'm the one doing the upload. You're just feeling my thoughts make me feel worse. So let me choke you. I kid. I'm not going to choke Jarek. I'm not. But anyway, you guys have a good one. I'll see you later. Deuces.
Yep. Deuces, bitches.